Works Explained. If you are here for the first time, please consider subscribing to this channel. Also hit the notification bell so that whenever you upload a new video, you are notified. In this video, we'll be looking at Africa's aviation battleground between Kenya, Ethiopia, and Rwanda. These three countries are constructing big airports. Kenya is expanding its biggest international airport, JKIA. Ethiopia is building a brand new airport, which is described as the largest in Africa. And Rwanda is the construction phase one of the Bugesera Airport is on the line. African aviation infrastructure race has entered the decisive phase. Three major airport projects in East Africa. One, Kenya renewed Jomo Kenyatta International Airport expansion, Ethiopia's massive Bishoftu International Airport, and Rwanda's Bugesera International Airport are not simply construction undertakings. They are strategic investment in national connectivity, trade, tourism, and global competitiveness. Each of these projects reflects differing national priorities, economic capacities, and aviation strategies. What separates them and what determines who might win these competitions? This depends on the scale, timing, financing strength, operational vision, and as well as broader ecosystem. So we take a critical comparative analysis of these three airports, and at the end we'll determine who wins. Let's start with the project overviews in terms of scale, timelines, and ambition. And we are going to start with Kenya's Jomo Kenyatta International Airport expansion. Kenya's JKIA is the regional traditional aviation hub, but its infrastructure is operating beyond its design limits, handling roughly 8.6 million passengers against a capacity of 7.5 million. The revived expansion plans intends to build a new X-shaped passenger terminal, initially for about 10 million passengers, expandable to 15 million, and to add a second runway to eliminate the operational risk posed by a single runway. Construction is slated to start in 2026, with the second runway by mid-2027 and the main terminal by 2029. Funding is to be mobilized through public-private partnership, PPPs, and international development banks. Estimated cost for the core expansion sits around $2 billion, though some political narratives cite larger long-term national infrastructure funds backing. The critical point here is that JKIA's scheme is fundamentally an upgrade and expansion of existing infrastructure, not a brand new mega hub. Its peak target remains modest compared to rivals. Let's now shift to Ethiopia's Bishoftu International Airport, which is a new build. In January 2026, Ethiopia officially began construction of what officials described as the Africa's largest airport. The new Bishoftu International Airport, located 45 kilometers from Addis Ababa, is budgeted around $12.5 billion with a capacity of up to 110 passengers annually and a massive aircraft parking and cargo facilities. The first phase is expected to be finished by 2030, with main civil work starting in mid-2026. Funding includes contribution from Ethiopian Airlines, the African Development Bank, and global financiers. The critical point here is that this is not an expansion of an existing airport. It's a completely new hub designed to leapfrog existing African aviation capacity by a factor of 7 to 8 times, positioning Ethiopia as a continental and potentially intercontinental hub. Let's now focus on Rwanda Bugesera International Airport. Bugesera, southwest of Kigali, is under construction, with phase 1 targeting approximately 8 million passengers annually, that is between 2027 and 2028, and phase 2 doubling that to about 14 million by 2032. Estimated overall investment is about $2 billion, funded through a joint venture where Qatar Airways holds 60% and Rwanda holds about 40%. It includes a significant cargo terminal, approximately 150 tons per year, and modern facility designed to global standards. The project progress has faced delays in material deliveries, extending completion timelines from 2026 to 2027 and 2028. The critical point here is that Bugesera Airport is Rwanda's brand new regional airport, designed for medium-scale traffic with fast growth, not a mega hub, but a competitive alternative to aging regional airports. What are the similarities and differences, and what really matters? So we are going to look at different aspects, starting with project type. For JKIA, this is an expansion or an upgrade. For Bishoftu, the project type is new mega hub. For Bugesera, Rwanda, is a new regional airport. In terms of passenger capacity, JKIA goal is between 10 and 15 million initially. Bishoftu in Ethiopia is up to 110 million at maturity. Bugesera in Rwanda is between 8 to 14 million. In terms of estimated cost, JKIA Kenya expansion is about $2 billion. Bishoftu, 12.5 billion US dollars. Rwanda Bugesera is $2 billion. In terms of strategic focus, JKIA is focusing on as a regional hub, tourism and cargo. Strategic focus for Bishoftu is global aviation hub, and strategic focus for Bugesera is regional connectivity and modern services. In terms of funding model, JKIA Kenya is a PPP with development banks. Bishoftu is mixed airline, African Development Bank and foreign lenders. Rwanda's Bugesera is a joint venture with Qatar and Rwanda and loans. In terms of timeline, JKIA 2026 to 2030, Bishoftu 2026 to 2030, and Bugesera expected to be constructed. Construction started in 2024. This is supposed to be up to 2032, but on a phased scale. So analyzing this is that Ethiopia's project dwarfs the other in terms of scale and ambition, both on passenger numbers and cargo capacity, explicitly aiming to outsize most African airports. Rwanda's Bugesera, while smaller, is purpose-built and modern, with an international partner that adds credibility and airline connectivity. Kenya's JKIA expansion addresses an urgent infrastructure deficit, but its scale is more modest and tied to existing operational constraints. In terms of strategic competitive dynamics, Ethiopia, we are calling it a fast mover and the biggest scale. Bishoftu project is, if delivered on time, will create a mega hub that could serve as a global transit point, far exceeding JKIA's and Bugesera's capacity. Ethiopia's airline existing route network, already largest in Africa, gives Bishoftu an operational runway advantage once opened. Implication here is that Ethiopia does not just compete regionally. It sets continental benchmark that others must align with if they are to remain relevant. From around our point of view, we are calling it a strategic niche and modality. Bugesera does not aim to outside the competition, but to offer high quality, efficient operations in a strategic geographical location with foreign airline involvement, and here we are talking about Qatar Airlines. Its cargo facilities are faced growth. These align with Rwanda's economic strategy in terms of trade, investment, and niche connectivity. The implication here is that Rwanda can attract specific traffic segments in terms of cargo, premium regional flights, as well as transit, even without reaching Ethiopia's scale. Kenya, on the other side, it has locational strength, but there is an execution risk. Kenya benefits from central geographical position, as well as an established aviation ecosystem, including Kenya Airways, which was once the largest airline in Africa. But repeated delays, past failed deals, we are talking about a Adani concession, which was cancelled, and a relatively smaller expansion goes risk in this increased execution risk. Misalignment between vision and financing structure could weaken investor confidence if not resolved rigorously. The implication here is that Kenya's best chance to stay competitive lies in efficient execution, financing discipline, as well as creating value-added connectivity, rather than simply matching runway or terminal sizes. What are the key issues that determine winners? The first one is execution and funding discipline. Big plans alone does not guarantee success. Delays, cost overruns, and clear finance structures can cripple projects. Kenya must secure binding financing commitments with credible lenders and private partners, not just political promises. The second determinant is on airline networks and connectivity. Airports without strong airline networks struggle to fill landing slots and routes. Ethiopia's advantage lies with Ethiopian Airlines global network. Rwanda benefits from Qatar's commitment. Kenya must strengthen Kenya Airways and attract more carriers. The third determinant is on cargo and logistics. Cargo capacity is often ignored in public debate, but it determines trade competitiveness. Rwanda's plan explicitly includes cargo infrastructure. Ethiopia will be vast. Kenya needs clear cargo strategy. The fourth determinant on who is going to be the winner in this competition in East Africa aviation industry is on ancillary infrastructure, that is the transport links. Airports must integrate with rail, road, and logistic corridors. Nairobi's rail link plans remain underdeveloped relative to Ethiopia's multimodal integration. In conclusion, we can say that this is a competitive landscape without a single winner yet. Ethiopia's Bishoftu International Airport is shaping up to redefine African aviation, not just regionally but on a global competitiveness scale. Its sheer scale and backing by both state and multilateral finance make it a clear leader in capacity ambition. Rwanda's Bugesera will not match that scale, but occupies a strategic niche in terms of modern infrastructure-specific airline partnerships, phased growth that matches national economic goals. Kenya's JKIA expansion is a necessary but overdue response. It's responding to capacity pressure, but its success depends on a disciplined execution and strategic differentiation. Simply imitating scale without solving structural issues such as single runway risk, financing clarity, open operational efficiency, this leaves Kenya vulnerable. Ultimately, Ethiopia targets hub supremacy. Rwanda targets quality and strategic specialities. Kenya must pivot from ambition alone to execution excellence, airline partnerships, integrated logistics planning, and competitiveness financing to remain relevant. The race is not over, but the lead is already being defined by scale, partnership, as well as project delivery integrity. So thank you for reaching this far. If it's your first time here, please consider subscribing to this channel. You can also watch other videos that we have made on these specific projects and others. Thank you.